Check this. What did I have for breakfast? I don't know, but it was the freshest. Off the top of the dome, I'm sitting here with a guy that's probably known by most battle rap fanatics and Asiatics and people that have bad habits. Fun with dumb is something I usually enjoy. So give it up on Last But Not Least for my favorite Korean boy.
Hey, Jin.
We got the one and only.
My brother.
Jonnie Park, Dumbfoundead.
Jonnie
How
Park.
do you like to be introduced these days?
I'm on the book tour right now, so I'll go by Jonnie Park. That's my literary name,
So Jonnie Park is the author.
Jonnie Park, no, a.k.a. Dumbfoundead,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? But people get to know a little bit more about Jonnie Park through this book, I think.
Actually, it's dope because I recently caught up with a mutual Asian rap bro, Mr. J Park.
J Park, yeah.
And I kicked off my episode with him with a bunch of dad jokes. Custom-made dad jokes. And one of them was about you, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to revisit it for those that didn't see that episode.
hear it.
And you can go watch it. I said, I was walking down the street.
Yeah.
And I saw one of my favorite Korean rappers, right? And I went up to him. Oh, wait, hold up. I'm butchering it. Hold up. It's been a while. I'm going to let this silence linger.
Yeah,
This is a good one. Just to build the... Doesn't it build
It's a pretty bad start right now, I gotta
Doesn't it build
say,
the
man.
tension,
Yeah,
though?
yeah.
Okay. Oh, no. That's right. I was walking down the street. I saw one of my favorite Korean rappers.
Yeah.
I went up to him. I was like, yo. I'm a huge fan of yours. I know all your lyrics. I've been listening to your music since I was a baby. And he just looked at me, dumbfounded.
Okay, all right.
I got another one, though. That is
I don't
for
know
you.
if that counts as a dad joke or just a bad joke. I don't
Either
know.
way, I'll take it. Aren't they one and the same? This one might be more up your palate.
Okay.
So I saw Dumbfounded, right?
Yeah.
He was driving, and I saw him pull into a lot, to wait for the valet. The valet was not there, never showed up. You know what happened? Jonnie parked.
I've heard some park jokes,
Of
know what I'm
course you've heard
saying?
park
Yeah.
jokes.
I think Pumpkinhead, rest in peace, said a park joke to me. Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
Jonathan can't drive, so that's why Jonathan parks. Some one of those or something like that. Yeah.
PH forever.
We're not gonna hold you for that one, PH. Right,
But you know what the crazy thing is? If you was me and you was the one that popped up in 2002, you would have made it the real 106 in Park.
Okay, I don't know how I didn't see that coming.
You did it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's really get into this, man. I think there's a fun dynamic about this for me because I've done your pod twice.
Yeah,
I think it's a large gap in between the two. I feel like I did it when you kind of were first starting.
Yeah,
and then basically. Was it the tail end of it that I caught you one more time?
And I feel like the second one we just felt more comfortable because
more stuff happened.
More stuff happened. We spent more time together, I think.
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah, that was a fun one, man. A lot of history on that one.
You know how I am able to kind of put the time frame on the first time we did your pod? I remember I went to your spot that you were recording at in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
I showed up with an Andrew Yang math hat on.
Damn, was that on the first one?
This is during the Yang Gang.
Oh, yeah.
Yang Gang was on a craze. I had my math hat on everywhere.
Yeah, man. You were freestyling for a lot of these politicians. Barack, you were early on the politician freestyles. You might be the only one, honestly.
I don't want to say that Barack won in 08 because of me, but I did write a song for him.
That's a flex.
And,
that is a flex for Barack, bro. That's crazy.
I was the top friend on his MySpace page for a consecutive 5 days.
Insane.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
I like that on my Wikipedia
the freestyle
page.
didn't really hit for Yang though. Come on, man. You couldn't get him to the presidential
or the mayoral run.
Yeah, come on, man.
It didn't pan out.
Come on, fam.
Shout out to Andrew. Hey, look, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
An Asian dude having the ambition to want to run the country is about
Crazy.
the same as an Asian dude wanting to be a rapper.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? So
I mean, you're giving us a lot of credit here. Nah, but that's for sure. It's very ambitious, 100%.
Yeah. Let's go with this, man. Just because I'm only slowly navigating what this pod really is, right? And what I want to do with it. What is the core of it? So it's called Last But Not Least. And the general idea is how do we look at life, look at experiences, good, bad, whatever, and kind of frame it in humor, laughter. Was laughter important? Was it not important, right? So I'll start with this.
Sure.
1 to 10, how funny would you rate yourself?
I would say 10.
Damn.
I mean, I feel like that's the core of who I am. I was a class clown when I was young, growing up. I don't know if I told you this. When I was in 4th grade, there was like a career day at my elementary school, and you're supposed to come dressed as what you want to be when you grew up.
What'd you show
and
up
I
as?
showed up as a stand-up comedian, and at the time, my idea of what a stand-up comedian looked like
Carrot top?
was the oversized blazer, and I drew a goatee on my face, and that's what I thought a stand-up comedian looked like.
Where did you draw that inspiration?
I think it was from like just watching like 90s comics, like big shoulder pads, Bob Saget. Like I think that's where I drew it. I don't know where the goatee came from.
When you say Bob Saget, I think Full House right away. And in it, I think now that I realize it, Uncle Joey, wasn't his profession in the show?
Oh yeah,
comic?
yes he was.
He had like a beaver.
Totally forgot about that. Yeah, he was.
I forgot the name of the beaver, but yes, you're right though. In that era, the idea of a stand-up was like a blazer with
For
like
sure.
broad shoulders and.
But the funny thing is, I don't think I was necessarily a class clown then at like 4th, 5th grade, but middle school I was killing it in the classroom.
Did you get the effect that you wanted on that day that you showed up as a comedian?
No, people were confused. Like, what do you want to do?
Like a Korean car salesman?
Yeah, what is this? Yeah, this is weird. You know what I mean? But I do know that the classroom was my first stage.
Okay.
And were you a class clown?
I was
I'm
very
curious.
much a class
Okay,
clown.
cool.
Bro.
I had a feeling. Like,
I was class clown out the gate. I think probably by 3rd. Did you just say 4th grade roughly? When did that happen?
That was 4th grade.
Yeah. So I remember vividly by 3rd, 4th grade, I was the guy that would have a comment about something, something quirky or odd that happened in the classroom.
Yep.
Right. I'll be like,
raise my hand.
be the one to address it or
Sure.
make like a snarky remark from the back.
Same.
That's 3rd, 4th grade. We're talking like junior, senior year, high school. I'm full on. Because also I'm in rap mode as well.
Yeah.
So it's just like a dual identity.
Of course.
Rapping Jin, a.k.a. class clown Jin, joke cracking Jin.
Of course.
And, did you graduate high school?
did
No.
not.
I remember
I did
reading that was something you...
Yeah. 10th grade, dropped out of high school. Crazy thing is my sister did too. So 2 Asian siblings dropping out is insane. It's like, and I don't want to put my parents on blast because it's really on them for not. I mean, it's not on them, but it is kind of crazy. It's a crazy thing. I was talking about it last night because I had a book event in L.A.
Yeah.
Roy Choi's moderating. My mom's in the front, and I mentioned that. I'm like, what were y'all doing? It's like.
So then, your sister, you mentioned her in the book too.
Yeah, but she got her master's.
That's
eventually.
a big pivot back.
Yeah. So
dropping out, but then coming back to.
She did. She eventually got. I never got anything.
Is that
I
on the
didn't get
horizon for you at some point?
No, I don't think so.
So, would you say that in school your attention was more focused on kind of being like a jokester, and that's the reason you just didn't apply yourself?
Yeah, you learn a lot about timing and stuff. I think that's what emceeing helped a lot in.
Yes.
So it goes hand in hand with comedy. You understand timing, what works, what doesn't. You're workshopping stuff. Freestyling is workshopping stuff a lot of times too. So that was my focus, just getting laughs, man. I love that feeling. The oohs and ahs. You get addicted, as you know.
I think one of the first memories I have when I met you was through, I believe it's Carl. Carl was the person that was like, yo, I think we have a chance to link up with Dumb, and we grabbed a bite together.
Yeah.
We kind of touched on this when I did your pod the first time.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool to revisit that now because obviously between then and now, a lot more has transpired for myself and for you, right? So first impression was always good. I told you this too later on as the years went by. You always left a great first impression. And secondly, out the gate, man, I said this to Jay as well, and I want to say it to you, man. Like, you guys are always just adamant about making sure, yo, Jin, you need to know what you mean to us.
Yeah.
And I know I sound like a real old man, not just a regular old man. I sound like an extra old man with statements like that. But I do want to say, I bring all that up to say that a real great gift you gave me that I didn't see coming at all, the book. Of course.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, he's doing a book. That's amazing. But what you made sure to implement in there as far as, yo, this is, from my POV, what Jin means to me and to so many of us. So I want to know, at what point was that chapter, like, thought about? Was it like before you even wrote the first sentence, you're like, yeah, Jin is in there?
I mean,
or did the publisher say, you're not going to mention Jin?
No.
Expect us to move this thing?
100%. You have to.
I'm bugging.
Like there's no way you would not be in the book. That's insane. Actually, one the homie Benny, who's with Neck Shark.
Yes, shout out to Benny,
who works with Third State Books, my publisher. I guess like mentioned it to the publishers like, why don't you just do the book with Jin? And I was like, this is what the publishers told me. I was like, out of here, Benny. Out of here. No. But I mean, it may, obviously, like, you're part of the history. I mean, I'm trying to think of enough people to fill into my Mount Rushmore for battle rap. Like, who would be in there, you know? And I obviously, you would be the first one I thought of. Eminem is kind of like the obvious answer for a lot of us battle rappers because he's the most successful battle rapper of all time. But after you two, it was like the other two, and it made sense. Like No Can Do, and who was a mentor directly at the open mic I used to go to.
The way you structured that particular segment too is also like I appreciated the way you did it. Right, like this is the hero, who's also my hero too. We're talking about Mr. Mathers, right? For anybody that kind of picked up the pen in that era, 97, 96, right, and kind of especially that gravitated towards battle rapping or writing witty punchline-driven raps. M definitely was on your radar.
Yeah,
right? So,
of course.
But I also want to say that aside from myself, parentheses, sensei, thank you for that. You couldn't pick anything that wasn't Asian? Bro, why?
Yeah. No, in hindsight, I'm like, do I have to hit him with the sensei?
I was very excited until I saw my name, parentheses, sensei.
Yeah, it made sense.
You could have put Sifu.
Yeah.
Right? Like I would say out of the four figures in that segment, M is the person that might have influenced you the most from a far distance.
Yeah, that's why the idol, we don't usually know our idols or meet our idols, we may at some point, but he's definitely the most distant. But I do have a connection. I was in the movie Bodied, which he executive produced, and I know he saw the movie.
That's dope. Yes, shout out to Bodied. We talk about Bodied. I got notes here, bro. I'm trying to be a real podcaster.
Yeah,
right here.
I still love the movie too. Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that and your movie career. But like now that we talk about that segment in the book where you have M and then it says idol, I don't know, maybe my brain is also thinking, okay, well, with the Korean heritage, parentheses idol, I thought you would put somebody like Rain or like
not a Korean idol, but yeah, that's hilarious.
Remember that movie that Rain did though? That
Ninja
was
Assassin.
Epic, yo.
There's I actually, they sponsored a tour that I was on.
The movie?
The movie. And what I was supposed to do, and they made this custom like championship belt, and I was supposed to battle each person in every city.
That's crazy.
And it was like so exhausting, and I did.
Yeah.
I remember like, I don't know if I've like won every one of them, but like I was supposed to like defend the belt every city.
Yeah.
And at some cities I was like, I'm not doing this.
This thing actually happened. Though.
Yeah, it happened. It was the Asian Hip Hop Summit tour.
Any fun anecdotes from that endeavor, like people you battle? The belt itself was the funniest thing about it.
Nah, it was a struggle battle. But every show every city we stopped in, we put Ninja Assassin posters everywhere. It was like supposed to be a way of promoting it.
How many times did you watch the movie?
I watched
this is a safe space.
One time probably.
Nah, it was iconic though.
It was.
I mean, the movie and what Rain did, of course, and is still doing. He's still active now.
That is kind of crazy. He was in a mainstream movie in America with horrible English, which is crazy as a lead.
Well, you said his English is horrible. I didn't. I thought it was. I don't know. I gotta go revisit the movie.
They might have dubbed it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I think it's after. Did you ever watch The Green Hornet with Seth Rogen? You remember that movie?
Vaguely remember it though. Who played? Was it Jay Chow who played?
Cheers to you.
Yeah, come on,
look
man.
at you acknowledging non-Korean superstars as well.
Well, I know he's legendary for sure. You know what I mean? The way people talk about him is insane. Like
I thought about him because when you talk about like really high-profile mainstream movies like that, that's pretty high profile, like a comic book kind of IP.
Yeah.
With Seth Rogen, but Seth Rogen as the Green Hornet was also very left field.
Yeah.
But more left field than that was the duo of Seth Rogen and Jay Chow.
It is crazy because Jay Chow is so iconic in the community, in the Chinese community.
Yes.
And just to be like, he's the sidekick to Seth Rogen is insane, Like, so I know how insane that must feel to the Chinese community,
to the cop from Superbad.
Yeah, exactly.
Iconic. Let's see. So, I think we talk about acting, we talk about comedy a lot when me and you chat.
We're very parallel.
We talk about hip hop.
Yeah.
Let's go with the acting thing first, then. So, if we go all the way back to when you first started, like the hip hop journey. At that time, was acting and kind of getting into that also something that was on your radar?
100%. I was a kid who wanted to get into acting before I even wanted to be a rapper. The rap journey started in my teenage years, I would say, like 14 or something. my acting journey started. I grew up on television, and I remember when I was like 9 or 10 years old, I was at the Beverly Center Mall in Los Angeles, and they were looking for child actors, like a management company, and I dragged my mom to sign me up. I got the manager, and I did a few commercials. I did a PlayStation 1 commercial.
Let's go.
I did a Fox Kids network thing, and I was like,
Did you get a free copy of Tekken or
No.
Twisted Metal? Or?
No, but I remember what the commercial was. It was me and like 3 other multi-cultural kids playing this video game.
Very progressive.
Yeah, we get
PlayStation.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
pre-DEI, and then we get sucked into the television, and we come back out as the video game characters.
Is it archival footage of this?
I've been looking for it for a while, but the game was from the Bomberman franchise.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember Bomberman.
Very, very
okay.
Familiar with Bomberman.
Yeah,
It's a banger, yo.
It is. It's a banger game.
Bomberman
It's
is a
classic.
banger.
It's
Yeah,
still.
it could build friendships and tear them apart.
No.
Totally.
It
yo.
was one of those like really multiplayer games.
What
like
about like all the various abilities? I think is what makes Bomberman cool.
Yes, yeah.
Like when you think about it, it's just like, oh, you blowing people up. Yes, but all of the other intricate things that you can do.
Yeah.
Like my favorite is there's one guy that's in this corner already, but something that bounces him out and sends him to the other side of the playing board.
It's like the original Super Smash Brothers or something.
Yeah, there's like a thing where you get the more skates you get, the faster your man goes.
Yeah.
I got to touch that
I'm gonna revisit
Bomberman.
that one.
We gotta revisit Bomberman.
That's a little bubble bobble, kind of joint,
So you started in kind of these childhood commercials. Was there anything that even went into like roles, like in shows or anything?
No. Quickly after that, when I got into hip hop music, I feel like, I don't know, when you become a teenager, like music just seems cooler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't want to revisit that. Like Anderson's son, he was in the movie K-Pops as a kid.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Definitely.
And now, like the movie came out years after we filmed it, and now his son is 15. He's playing the guitar. He looks like a totally different person.
Yeah.
And he can't even watch himself on screen because he has like this Disney kid character,
so
like
he can't watch it because he feels
it's
kind of like cringy to him.
Yeah, it's cringe to him,
What do you feel when you see yourself on screen?
I mean, it's not easy, I would say too. I'm not as comfortable. Like now, I think we're comfortable with like hearing our voice and stuff in songs and stuff. But early days when I first started recording music, I wasn't as comfortable with my voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to get comfortable and used to that.
Yeah.
Obviously used to that now, but the acting stuff, like I think like I'm getting a little more used to it now. But when I first started watching myself, I didn't like it. But I wasn't in the best shape of like my life. Like I wasn't taking care of myself.
Are you talking like aesthetics wise?
Aesthetic wise, and also a mixture of that with my performance too.
Okay.
I'm not.
So you mean lifestyle wise?
Lifestyle wise, I wasn't happy with myself.
Got you.
So yeah, there's a little bit of vanity, but there's also performance.
Yeah.
Getting my feet wet.
Yeah.
But I wasn't as mad as that performance part because my early roles, I was playing just versions of myself. Really.
I'm glad you bring this up.
Yeah.
I mean, I have obviously a experience that is somewhat parallel to that.
Sure,
the
of
notion
course.
of getting booked for things that aren't really that far-fetched from who you are already.
No.
But I think it's worth sharing with you. There were a couple roles that I auditioned for that obviously I would have loved to have booked, but I also would have been really surprised if I did. So I'll start with one.
Okay.
Said movie you mentioned before, Bodied. I auditioned for a Korean battle rapper.
Wait, you auditioned for Bodied?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And I think it was presented as a Korean battle rapper. Who did they cast? A Korean battle rapper that works at like a sushi joint, I think.
Yeah, yes.
So that one, I was like, hey, I don't mind doing the tape. I got to connect with Joseph through that
cool.
process.
Yeah.
Didn't book it. So I was happy. I'm like, if I'm gonna lose this role to anybody, it better be a Korean battle rapper. Imagine if Arsenal got the gig.
Oh my
right?
God, yeah.
He's in it too, right?
Yeah, Tim was gonna get it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, sorry, Jin, we loved your tape, but we went with,
Yeah.
we went with, I'm trying to think of a random obscure battle rapper right now. We went with Sirius Jones instead.
Yes.
I would have been happy if he got the role. We have a colorful past.
Have we auditioned for anything else?
I did. There might be parallels, but the one that I will reference absolutely right now, I get the info. Aquafina's about to,
yes.
launch
I know
a show,
Tim
and
auditioned for this
here's the sides, and this wasn't even a self tape. I went in to read for it. Best friend of Aquafina as she navigates her life in Queens. I'm like, I don't live that far from Queens, and then who gets a role? best friend of Awkwafina, and I was like, I can take that. If the best friend of Awkwafina will play the best friend of Awkwafina,
I also hate that there were these roles written very close for me, and still they were like, no, we should still audition other people just in case. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like, it still doesn't make me feel that great, honestly.
I heard you talk about this before.
Yeah.
You talked about this on a pod that I saw, actually, or interview, saying that very early on, I think you landed the power joint. Yes. And it kind of left you a little disillusioned because right after it ended up being not as smooth.
That audition.
Right? Like,
that was one of my first auditions, and I booked the role, and I was like, "Oh,
I'm here.
Yeah, this is gonna be easy."
I'm good.
Didn't book anything for years after that. But shout out Courtney Kemp at Power, because now this project I'm doing is the same showrunner.
Nemesis.
Almost a decade
is that
after.
The name of it?
Yes, Nemesis.
Congrats
a decade
on that.
after. Thank you. And when I went in for that audition, I was like, I don't know if you remember, I was in season 2, and she's like, of course I remember. That's why you're here. And I was like,
that's dope.
Wow, because I thought
that's
my
a great
role
point to make. Right there.
I just thought my role was so insignificant in that season that she wouldn't remember, but she was just so detailed with. I mean, it's her franchise, so I'm sure she knows every character.
You got your hand chopped off. That's not that insignificant.
That was a tough scene for a new actor.
It's not like you got a haircut, bro. Yeah.
That was a tough scene for a new actor.
Do you remember anything from that day on set?
I just, the night before? You know C.S. Lee?
The name sound, is he one of the
He's the Asian dude in Dexter.
Okay. Is he in that scene with you?
Yeah, so he plays my dad, and he's across the table from me, and I'm cutting my finger like to prove to my father like I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And you know
the way all Asian kids have
and
to
it's a new like I'm fresh into acting, so he's kind of coaching me.
He's an OG.
Yeah, so he's coaching me through this process. So I remember that.
Okay.
And I had my shirt off, and I felt like really insecure about that because I was skinny fat, you know. I was like,
I see.
Yeah.
So it made me think about what you just said right now. So you're doing that. You're going through whatever you're feeling on the day of, and even after it comes out. I'm sure it's a great feeling, right? Like such a high-profile opportunity, well-received show. But then kind of the not-so-smoothness of it afterwards.
Yes.
And here you are now, though, right? Like specifically with the Nemesis joint, like you pointing out that it very much is tied to the impression or what you did at, your first time in the Power universe that made her think of you, or even to some degree.
That's like I think both of our careers where you know that something will lead to something else, you know.
The hope of that.
Yeah, and we just stay visible, and we just stay doing things and making things because we know it will somehow lead to other things. And I've learned that, and I've trusted the process at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think anything is just like a waste of time now.
Yeah. Along with like, how do I put it? Along with just your craft and what you actually do with your skill set on the music front, the acting front, whatever front it is, now author, I do think that one thing nobody can take away from you is that you've just been diligently working hard all these years.
Sure.
Right? Like to what you just said, creating, especially on the content side, like even just like actively releasing music, right?
Yeah.
Was there like one point where you slowed down with the music or not really?
Yeah, for sure. Music has never been an easy process for me. I'll tell you that. I still think it's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
I never found it something I've mastered, honestly. Like I still think that. Like I feel like freestyle and battle rap, like we figured that out in our voice and stuff. And music too, I figured out my voice, but making it is still hard for me. Like making the music in the studio is really, it's not easy for me because I don't, it's like I'm always chipping away at it, you know, and then, you know, I feel like I found an audience that's very specific to my voice and underground. And, you know, I think a lot of my audience is from like a younger version of myself as a rapper.
Yeah.
But growing.
Who have grown with you as well.
Yeah.
That's something I've noticed from
yes,
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But growing in rap and your voice is always tough. It's like a reset almost every album.
Yeah.
You know, so you're refiguring it out. Because, for instance, like an anthology show compared to a show where you have the characters built up from the first season and you just keep it going.
Speaking of seasons,
yes.
The Beef Joint, season 2.
And anthologies are harder because you're recreating the world again.
Congrats on that as well.
Thank you.
This is like
that wasn't trying to force a segue.
This was like the 4th thing I've congratulate you on. I'm capping it at 6. By the 7th thing, I think it's time to start hating. I feel like that's what I feel like I need to slowly get into my hating era. I've been too like congratulations.
Oh my God, the Jin
like,
hating era would be hilarious.
It would be,
man.
right?
I want to see you go hate on fools.
I think there's like so many directions that you've taken with your career that I watch you, and yeah, there are definitely things that resonate with me from this book, because I've been talking about wanting to do a book for many years.
Yes.
Just lacking discipline, just being honest with myself, to really, the idea of it captivates me, but to really execute it.
Yeah.
I say this on a broader statement. My superpower is knowing what my weaknesses are. And undoubtedly, one of my weaknesses is execution.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you execute a lot of things, man.
I do. But think about, it's just because you don't know how many more other great ideas I have that never see the light of day.
To be fair, you have 2 kids?
I do.
You have 2 kids. I don't have 2 kids. You know what I mean? Yeah,
yo,
that's a little bit more time.
Yo, take my 2 kids for 5 years so I could drop a book roll.
I bet you it'd be easier to execute. Do you know what I mean?
Execute my kids?
No. No, all these things are going to be easier to execute, you know?
Yeah, I definitely see validity in what you're saying, but I think the point is, man, if there's something you want to execute enough, you'll find a way to. So, I mean, I love my kids.
Yeah.
Right? I love that dynamic of being a husband, a father. In fact, I champion that identity over all the other identities.
Yeah.
Jin the MC, Jin the actor, Jin the whatever. For me, when I wake up every day, my first thought, mainly because I got to drive them to school.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, I'm a dad, right? And then, oh, I'm a husband. When my wife goes, oh yeah, don't forget to do that thing, and I'm like, okay.
Well, I will say one thing about me though, like the reason I do execute really well is like I always have collaborators. Like even my book, I have a co-author, Donnie
Shout out
Park.
to Donnie. Yes.
But even my first screenplay that I wrote, I have a co-writer that I'm working with.
Did you work with Anderson?
I worked with him. He has a co-writer there, but I produced on that.
Okay.
And, I have a screenplay that I'm working on with like Randall Park.
Currently?
Yeah, currently.
Okay.
And but all these things is because I don't feel like I'm an expert in that field yet. And to me, I'm using it as an opportunity to learn with my co-creator. I have no ego about shares, how much shares I have about something.
I'm going to take what you just said right there about, knowing my superpower. I will say, I think that's also a superpower of mine, the no ego-ness.
That's
and it's
great.
not something that I've always had, right? So I think,
as a battle rapper,
as a battle rapper, I don't think anybody can thrive in that space and not have an ego to some degree.
Yes.
So my ego got me to where I needed to be, but then simultaneously, kind of through some of the pitfalls, you either acknowledge that your ego is going to be your number one enemy, or you say, you know what, let me let my ego go, which I have for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And the point I want to make is, man, the moment I let my ego go, that's actually when I did see more doors open.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, just in a tangible way, skill set and your ability is one thing, but if you bring an energy to the table where people just enjoy working with you, and that may be because you don't have ego, and sometimes they have a certain projection too. They do think when they meet you that you're going to be a certain way.
Yeah.
Then you kind of throw a curveball and you're not like that.
Sure.
But I think the key thing is people can always sense if it's organic or not.
Yeah.
As opposed to a manufactured egolessness. Does that make sense?
I know what you
get
mean.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, the extra humble. Yeah. The humble brag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot of that humble brag. I'm not a fan of the humble brag. You know what I mean?
Perfect segue. I got a new joint called Humble Flex.
I love that. That's great.
It's but I think what you're saying is kind of what I'm trying to convey in the song. It's just like braggadocious raps.
Yeah.
But it's wrapped in like I'm braggadocious because I know my ability, and it's not to flex.
Got you.
Hence why the song is called Humble Flex.
Yeah.
Right. So,
I mean, bro, like I see you pursuing the stand-up comedy, going up so crazy, all these New York comedy clubs, and I know what that grind is like. I've tried that in LA, so I can't even say myself I'm on that grind right now. And it's a dream. Obviously, we've talked about this, but it is such a tough grind.
What did that look like for you? What like kind of when you did say, let me put my foot on the gas?
It was a lot, and it's like, I felt like I'm getting my reps in. I feel like I was getting better, but man, it was really exhausting throughout the week going to these small clubs, and sometimes there's like nobody there.
You launched Laugh Now, Cry Later. Was that like kind of one of your brainchilds?
Yes, Cry Later. And
Cry Later,
the whole idea of that was like kind of having Asian American comics go on stage, and it was a monthly, and I really loved it.
How long did you run it for? Do you remember?
Probably like 2 years.
Damn.
It was during COVID. It started in COVID.
Okay.
And it was outdoors, so we had
I
this
see.
like parking lot lit.
Okay.
And honestly, it was a perfect timing because I think there's a huge rise in Asian comics right now.
Absolutely.
Like that's one area we're getting a whole new batch of Asian stars.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and it's amazing.
Yes.
To see.
Yes. Do you have any that are on your radar that you that you like kind of like, oh, this is a dude you should check out? Or
I mean, I love like Ray Lau, you know, Ray.
shout out to Ray.
Ray,
You do know him personally?
We've talked online.
Okay.
We've never met in person actually, but
I haven't interacted or crossed paths with him, but I'm aware of him.
I love his vibe, you know what I mean?
Super funny.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
yes.
I mean, just even like bigger people like Shang Wang, obviously.
Shang's last joint.
Shang's the homie, and I think he's killing it. I just love that there's all this like different styles of comedy that's going on, you know, and all these people performed at my thing, Atsuko. I caught them like right before they blew up.
Oh, so they
too.
did cry later.
They did, like
Okay.
right before Atsuko even blew
Atsuko
up.
killing it.
Insane. She like
You know who
outta
didn't do
here.
your thing right before they blew up? MC Jin. It's like, when's that email coming through?
Wait, how's that
How's it
journey going for you? Yeah,
It's
I'm
going
actually really
good.
curious.
I think I would love to share with you. So I think last year, 2025, was a very critical tipping point. And the reason is because leading up to that, for 10 years now, so I could literally pinpoint it to 2015 being the year that I embarked on this comedy endeavor. And then essentially from that moment on, the best way I describe it, I was really 1 foot in, 1 foot out about it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I knew how much I loved it. I knew how much like I wanted to pursue it. But to be honest, I never arrived where I had to be in order to make any headway in it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And it could be because both circumstantial reasons, right? Like this is not the thing that's paying my bill right now. And I have many things that I willingly need to and want to take care of. So because of that, and I don't say that as in with any bitterness, this is just a reality. But that's even secondary. The bigger reason is there was so many like mental roadblocks and hurdles that I set up for myself.
Sure.
Particularly, I think there's a commonality for both of us. I don't know if you ever felt this, but pertaining to the comedy thing.
Yeah.
Going into it kind of with your rap persona or certain, let's call them achievements or things you've done. And then now you come into the space and kind of feeling those eyes that are like, look at this guy trying to do what we do.
Yep.
Did you ever feel that in your course?
Saying the TI effect or what?
It is. Well, we only call it the TI effect because he is probably the most
Well, yeah.
high-profile person.
We've been watching
to
that
carry.
happen.
Yeah, I've been watching. I think many of us have been watching.
And then, but also the TI thing, you've seen other comments from black comics saying stuff about him. So that's what I've been seeing too.
I've been seeing all of it.
Yeah. So wait, what are you saying exactly coming into
So
it? Like,
I'm saying just like, for you, did you have any baggage that you felt like, whether it was self-baggage
I
or...
had some little jabs, you know, like the homie was on a pod and was like, yo, I love Dumbfoundead, man. He's a dude who does many things like, okay. I was like, you know, that just means, you're jack of all trades, master of none. And I don't ever want to be compared that way.
I hear you.
And I want to also be respected in a field like I am trying to pay my dues. But I think it's tough because sometimes we are granted some opportunities because of what we came from. Like, obviously, we got to open up for like Jimmy O Yang and Ronnie Chang's.
And I'm aware of why I got to open up for Jimmy.
Of course.
So I'm not oblivious to
I'm at the Kia Forum and I'm opening up for Jimmy for like thousands of people. And I'm like, this is amazing. I could imagine a comic.
What the F?
They're like, what's going on here?
That was deep. Back to the T.I. effect. This is probably the most high-profile scenario pertaining to his journey where there was kind of like this, when he was at Barclays.
Yeah.
For like a huge comedy show, 10,000 plus, and he comes out and he specifically to do a comedy set. And his clip is online, right? He gets booed. Credit to him. He keeps powering through. Because I'm saying if I was T.I., as soon as I heard that first boo, I would have been like, yo, DJ, drop that. Bring him out.
Oh, so you...
I would have made the offense.
Oh, you think you would have pivoted to like...
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, no, I'm curious. Do you feel like that would be something you're like, I know what my strength is. Would I pivot to that?
Well, the main reason I wouldn't do what T.I., if he didn't do that, but I wouldn't do that is because I don't have those hits.
Well, I mean, but you can
and
freestyle.
That's a plus.
You can maybe go to freestyle. So,
I always
like this guy booing me,
Yes, you can. Yeah. You can kind of lean into it.
You could, yeah.
And that's kind of the season I'm in now. So what do I mean by that? So why did I say a moment ago that 2025 was pivotal? I think it was the year that I unlocked all these things.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I was like, let's ramp up. So just being more intentional. So not just going out wildly was like, yo, going out, let me do as many mics as I can, get on as many shows as I can. There's value in that. But I still think because of where we are in many regards, you got to be a little bit more intentional about.
Well, could I
how you
also
approach it.
say though,
Yes.
I know we are granted some opportunities because of our background
Yeah.
in the rap game for a long time.
Yeah.
That's made some sort of impact with Jimmy or Ronnie or whoever.
Yeah.
But with those opportunities, we seize it and we will kill that crowd too.
Absolutely.
So I
that's
gotta
a key
say,
part of it.
I don't want to take like. Yeah, you
Yes.
can hate on us all day, but like, just look at what we do, and that, you know,
Yeah,
for people who don't have those crazy experiences where we're like get to perform for thousands of people, and yet we perform the way we do.
Yes.
that's taking the skills that we've had and applying it to this new thing.
So in this same topic, which is why in some way I look at T.I. as a fan of T.I.
Yeah.
and then specific to this comedy component / rapper hybrid thing, I appreciate in a way that I'm not as big because although I have my background in this last year, 2025 till now, 2026, I know for sure I've gotten up at many sets, 5 minutes, 6, 7 minutes, where of the audience of 30, of the audience of 50, it may be only 2 people that actually know who the hell I am. Right? Because T.I. can't do that. T.I.
Yeah.
can't walk into a spot and just be like, let me just see what my comic vibe feels like. Everybody's like, oh,
That's
snap,
true.
right?
That's a good point.
So when I go to that spot in Harlem or the spot in Brooklyn, wherever, I'm getting a relatively authentic gauge of
That's cool.
Did that 6 minutes work or not work? Or
Right.
what bit worked or didn't work? So that's where I'm at
Yeah.
now. But yeah, no, it's cool, man. Is this something you still intend to kind of
Yes,
pursue
of
more?
course, at
Yeah.
some point. I think, but I want to just take it real serious, and I
Yeah.
don't want to just call myself a comic.
Same.
Even though I do in my bio, but
You do. Page 13,
I'm just adding
35,
stuff, you know, I'm just,
page 72.
So I've got
Yeah.
to be a multi-hyphen. I better add some multis in there, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but no, it's something I would love to do, and like full on. And I just know when I was doing it, I was like, no, I could do this.
Yeah.
I think that's the same thing you felt. You're
Yeah.
like, no, we could do this thing.
Yeah.
And we've tested out bits in between songs on stage. We workshop stuff all day,
Yes.
you know? So
I want to ask, this is kind of one of the core themes of the pod that I hope to be able to pick each person's brain about.
Sure.
If you look back on your journey, filled with so many different seasons and opportunities, ups and downs, was there one moment or encounter where at the time you did feel like, yo, this is a really tough spot I'm in, right? But now you look back on it and you can kind of find some levity in it and you can kind of laugh about it. Really, it's that simple. Like, it's
tough spot meaning in my career, like that, the lows, or
could be career or could be love. Could be,
Yeah.
And I know you talk about it in your book,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
infamous passionate 6 minutes. For some reason, of the 300 something pages, that's the sentence that spoke. We made love for 6 minutes and gazed into the
Nah,
sun.
6 minutes. You can do a lot in 6 minutes.
You
know what I
can.
mean? Yeah.
That's one grind time battle.
Yeah, they- some-
3 2-minute rounds.
A lot of comics have 6 minute sets.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think one of the moments was talking about some of the artists that I came up with and seeing them surpass me at moments and thinking like,
Yes.
what's going on with me? Why am I not growing exponentially? You know what I'm saying? And it's, I don't think that way anymore. Like, I feel like, no, I look back, and I think the book helped me look back at my
Totally.
journey and be like, no, I actually did a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Tons.
But it's like, I don't know. I grew up on a certain level of fame when I watched television. And the fame I grew up on wasn't like indie success or niche and all of that. I grew up on some of the biggest stars in the world. I'm watching Will Smith on TV, you know, Tom Cruise. Like, so, you know, I think that's where I started getting in my head. But I realized, like, nah, like, ultimately, you know, mad things are niche now. There's celebrities everywhere.
Yeah.
You go to a restaurant, there's kids freaking over a streamer that we don't know
yeah,
about.
the rest of the restaurant is clueless.
Nah, yeah.
But this is someone that really, really has a huge following. Let's even say.
And you're lucky, and any artist is lucky to make a living off of their passion.
Absolutely.
We know that. We've learned this.
Yes.
And I feel very blessed, and I see a lot of underground artists who are struck, like my fellow friends who are like trying to even get some sort of a fan base or people to come to their shows. I'm getting people to come to a book tour.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's looking good too. A
It's
lot of
cool.
excited faces. I mean, I'm
is.
watching the stories and watching what you share.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what would it take for me to attend a book signing, you know? Like it'd have to be like maybe
If
a Jin
Jizza-
book.
if Jizza released a book, you wouldn't go and pick his
That'd
brain
be cool.
about it?
That'd be cool. Yeah, RZA.
Jizza.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have a question. It's
Yeah.
a little bit more on the serious side. Do you know that thing? It's it's old. I don't think people use it anymore. It's like a physical object. There's a lot of little pages, has names and phone numbers in there, and you flip it.
Yeah.
Do you know the thing I'm talking
The
about?
phone book?
Not the phone book.
What are you talking about?
It's like it flips like
Oh, like
this.
a Rolodex?
Say the word again.
Rolodex?
Say it again.
Rolodex?
One more time.
Rolodex? Wait.
One more time.
Trying to get me to say some pause-worthy stuff?
No.
What is
I
this?
just want to see how you say it in person.
Rolodex?
Rolodex?
Is it?
Isn't it Rolodex?
Rolodex? Is it?
You said Rolodex 2 times
I
when
thought
you
you
were
were trying
talking.
to catch me in like a
It's
pause
not.
moment or something.
I was
like,
bugging out trying to figure out.
is it?
Look, I watched this interview. Hold up. You're talking to one of our fellow
Yeah.
battle rapper friends, Desister. Hold up.
This is like homework and shit. So I hit up Diz, and Diz just had like a fucking Rolodex. Like,
Oh, I say Rolodex. Yeah. Is it Rolodex or no?
shit, redhead shit, like girl shit, like a Rolodex.
I mean, it's
But
your
that,
world.
first of all, that is an old reference. I don't think no Gen Z would even know that.
And we're gonna school
what that
them.
is. They're not gonna know
but
what that is.
I think for 40 years or so of my life, I thought it was a Rolodex.
It probably is.
So
You're
maybe
right.
I'm wrong, and
Yeah.
it's Rolodex.
Maybe. I mean,
Let's make a hard
Did
decision.
you look at it? Did you find it?
Oh, I did. I went on YouTube to see
What is
how
it?
is it's Rolodex.
Rolla.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're right. Okay.
But
right.
there's no right or wrong in this.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear you say it in person, which you did. All right, so we're gonna close with this.
Yes.
3 words on the top. The meanings are on the bottom. You pick one, and I'll pick from the other 2. Any one of the 3.
This
That's
one.
the one you want?
Yep.
Okay. This one's perfect for me, and it wasn't even intentional. Man, thank you for coming and helping me build this thing that I'm trying to build, last but not least. I definitely look at you. It's funny because when I chat with you, read your book, and a lot of our conversations on and off camera, you're always kind of making sure you're giving me like just that encouragement that, nah, Jin, don't ever question what you mean to us, right?
Yeah.
But I have to also always feel like I need to emphasize to you, what you do is influencing, inspiring so many of the people that follow your journey. But for me specifically as Jin, bro, I'm always inspired watching you. And I've told you this before.
No,
I still am. And normally I'm not this type of person. But if I show up at anybody's house and they have spit, a life in battles, I might actually turn into a Biblioklept for the very first time.
I still can't figure out what that means there, but honestly, man, I can never talk about myself without you. It makes no sense. Like, there's really only been us, like our very specific experience and impact. You know what I mean? And when you guys just came back from Hong Kong, and I saw footage of you, Jay Park, Lupe freestyling. Like, Lupe has one of my favorite freestyles on Sway.
Yes.
Like, the way he was floating on that beat was
Yes.
just a different kind of freestyle.
Yes.
You know, with wings and he float and
Yep.
like, he was just like, he was floating on that thing, bro.
Yep.
So
Yep.
like, to me, it was like one of those real authentic freestyles that the stream of consciousness kind of is not all over the place. It's still smooth, it's poetic, and he's going off crazy.
Yes.
So watching that footage of him, you, and Jay, which I love seeing Jay do that too, because he's
Correct.
like a dude from the K-pop world, but he's willing to hop in the cypher. Like, that already gives me earns my respect.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? And you guys were sozzled, you know what I mean?
We were sozzled.
Y'all were sozzled up, you know, from the sauce. The sauce had you sozzled.
Yo. Sozzled, to be drunk. I just want to make this educational in some manner.
Nah.
A biblioklept, when I first saw the word online, I kind of pieced what it meant. A person who steals books. I
That's
don't want
crazy.
anybody to be a biblioklept as far as Spit, A Life in Battle goes. Go buy it.
Thank you,
support
man.
aspiring authors.
Yeah.
And you know, people telling their stories.
And read the section on Jin.
Yes.
You know, in my Rap Heroes
Rip
chapter.
the page out, put it in a frame, put it on
That's
your
what's
wall.
up, man.
Yo, Dumbfoundead, Jonnie Park.
Thank you,
I
sir.
appreciate you.
Appreciate
Thank y'all
you,
for
man. Love
tapping
you,
in,
man.
man. Life is hard, laugh harder,
Hey.
laugh but not least.
Peace, y'all.